It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge, Total Landscape Solutions.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us number one.
After 40 years, the Big Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
We are live. It is Talkin Racing now. We are going to be talking the race that just happened in Texas. Of course, I am Sean Stanley, and he is the great Spencer O'Neill, also known as No Doubt. How are we doing, Spencer?
Doing awesome, man. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. The race was not terrible yesterday. It was not great, but it was in between. It was watchable. It was fun at times. My guy, of course, decided to go on vacation early.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin, man, we're going to discuss a couple things here with everything. And I think Steve Letarte actually did one earlier. I didn't get to hear it yet. But let me ask you, because you've probably been around NASCAR longer than I have. But how the hell can a team have code words but not know what the hell the code words are, and then you miscommunicate on a caution lap? I'm not talking, why not just say pit? It's a caution. You're on caution. It's not like you're trying to fool anybody by coming in. And instead, we're going to use code words. And then Denny apparently didn't hear them or thought they were talking to each other, because apparently they had a code word. The same code word meant something for the driver and the pit and the spotter and the crew. Like, how the hell does something like that happen on such an experienced team? Now, I get it. I know the crew chief I think this is his second year with Denny, possibly. But at the same time, it's still an experienced crew. How does that happen? I thought, honestly, I was like, oh, they're going to try a strategy thing here. I'm like, I guess maybe they're trying to get some clean air. I don't think it's going to work out unless they think they're going to get another caution or something like that. I was kind of like, huh. And then they go to break, and then they come back, and they're like, oh, Hamlin's at the back of the field now because he did pit. He was supposed to, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it was. Not only did he pit, he got a speeding penalty.
Yeah, well, he was going to be in the back end. I mean, 36, I think he started. So
Yeah, but yeah, I thought the same thing because he pulled out quick, right? Like when you saw everybody going into the pit, they're all in a nice orderly line, and then he was just like out in the last second. I was like, oh, okay, he's making a move. The whole time, Cindric had sort of been out in front at that point, and they kept talking about how he wasn't the fastest car, but he had open air and he was a little tight. And every time he got around traffic, they were catching up, but he was holding them off to that point. So I figured, okay, well, maybe Denny thinks if he can get to some open air, he might be able to hold people off and, see where it takes him. The stage was more than halfway done at that point, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, as far as how that happens.
It was about, hold on, I wrote down here. Oh, no, I didn't write that one down. Damn it. No, but yeah, you're right. It was about halfway, I think it was.
Yeah, I got my notes here, but I didn't write down the laps of when that happened.
It was the Noah Gragson spin, which was the first technically caution of the day. So.
But yeah, as far as how that happens, I mean, I don't think anybody has an answer. It's just an oversight.
I mean, you're in caution. Who cares if anybody? Hey, we're coming. Okay,
right?
Bring it. Like I don't understand why you're gonna be like Cowboys.
Yeah, just use common language. Yeah,
it's not like
would like for you to pit now, sir.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, you're not fooling anybody. Everybody else is coming too. I mean,
the only person that got fooled was themselves. So yeah,
yeah. And then it put them back in the back, and then your car's got to work even harder. Which apparently that car wasn't up to third time that engine has been ran, and it expired or something.
Yeah, I mean, that just happens.
What the whole thing is, I know they were trying to say maybe an oil pan or something, but then it goes back to the whole thing that was everything tightened on the car? Was everything, or did he maybe that again? And here's another thing I want to talk to you about, because again, you've done this, been watching this a lot longer than me. This bump
caught fire.
Yeah, no, it caught fire and it was smoking. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was not good, but I got a question for you on this. Okay. Actually, let's just finish with this whole thing with Denny Hamlin. So this engine expires, and then I guess he thought he was going to limp around to the I mean, he's just got smoke and fire coming out. He's still cruising around the thing. Even Clint and Kevin are like, he's got to stop this car. I was thinking, like, this guy's just going to go up in flames right here on TV. Like, Denny's trying to prove a point here. Like, you guys gave me a better car. But it's like, I
kind of think that it's like when you're on fire, there might be a strategy of like, keep going because the fire is behind you, right?
That one was burning up in his car. You could see it in the front, the back. It was everywhere.
Right, but if you got forward momentum and a little bit of wind, it's at least going to blow it back there. Like, just going to blow it back. That's all.
Yes, yeah. Speed up. Maybe the wind will take it. Now, here's the one I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
This damn bump in turn 3.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
But here's my question. It's there.
Yeah.
Why haven't they done something about it? It takes away. I get it. You want the track to have its own personality. But if you can't run that without having to worry about it, then like at the, it's just like, I don't know, man, because again, it didn't happen every time somebody went up there. So others were hitting it right. But I mean, you had a leader. You had the leader of the race just going around lap traffic, minding his own business, and loses it because of that bump.
I don't.
The whole complex of the race a lot of times.
Yeah, I was wondering, this looks like a repave? Like, why not?
Yeah, I mean, fill in the bump. I don't understand. Like, I get you want to have your tracks to have, its own personalities and everything, but to me, that feels like you're destroying cars for no damn reason. Yeah,
I mean, that's a defect that is fixable and would make the race better. It's already got enough. Is it in 3 or is it coming out of 2?
I thought this is what I thought they said 3, but I may be totally wrong. They're calling it what was it called? They're calling it something. Tangible corner or some shit. Every time that he did, like, oh, here he comes, and hold on a minute. I'm looking it up right now. That's the only thing I'm just trying to Buy some
So
time.
I know the interesting thing about Texas is that the corners are totally different, minus the bump.
Yes.
You know, one is thinner. You got to slow down significantly more. The other one's a little bit broader. It's more like a super speedway corner. And I think you're right. I think the broader one does have the bump in it just to sort of throw a little pizzazz in here. But like you're coming out of 1 to 2, people often lose space and they end up getting high and they hit that wall. And then, they spin out going through the bump. And at that point in time, like you're kind of reaccelerating because you're taking that turn and you're reaccelerating coming out of 4. So I don't know. It looks like it should be gone. It seems like it's fixable. So it seems like it affects the race in a bad way.
Yeah, the bump is between turns 3 and 4.
Right.
Because it's in the area above the tunnel.
Huh.
But Homestead has a tunnel, and they don't have a bump.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a repave issue. That sounds like you're going to have to raise the track.
Like they got to, but they love this one there, though, because it's like, but I just don't understand how many cars they're so like, I mean, again, you saw a leader going around because, again, if I'm a guy just driving around the track, I'm going to go down, let the leader go around me. But the problem now at that track, you put the leader in the damn position of having hit the bump. And if you don't hit the bump apparently perfectly straight, it's going to send the car out.
Which is funny because you're going around a corner.
Yeah. There was a couple crazy things that happened on this race. The Michael McDowell one, when Blaney cuts in front of him at the very end. Like it looked like he just let go of the wheel and was like, hey, take the wheel.
So that was interesting too.
Damn, it really took a lot of air off that car.
Yeah. It took so much air off of it, it just spun it. Essentially, it put it in. It
put it
went
into the
wall?
I mean, it looked like somebody, like a kid, when they grab your steering wheel, not knowing anything, and just rammed them right. I mean, it was like you're just along for the ride at that point.
Yeah, it was kind of like you go up to somebody that's about to sit down and pull the chair out from under them.
Yeah. And poor Michael McDowell, dude, had a great run going, man.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, they did some things where they took a chance. It worked out for them, and then they kept up there, and then the dude just tried to keep going. Maybe he pushed it a little harder than he probably should have. He said, and afterwards, he's like, "But I just felt like we had this, there." And he's like, "I should have maybe backed off of Blaney instead of letting him come so close." But
what's up, EA?
What's up, EA? Hey, you sit here and listen to us talk a little bit. It's a bunch of left turns right now, buddy. That's what we're talking.
So, McDowell, I know that at that point in time, although I guess, okay. So McDowell caused the accident that caused the restart. So if he hadn't crashed, hypothetically, there wouldn't have been another restart. And he was very strong on the restarts, right?
Yeah.
Which is how he got up front. He really ran away. But, Logano ran him down, and he had no business trying to block him low.
No, but that wasn't the one that. Well, I guess they're saying that's where everything.
That's where he lost the race.
That's where he started losing the race because he should have just not. Yeah.
He lost the race on that block. He was better off staying in his lane. Whenever Logano eventually does come back up, because Logano wasn't going to go that low. He forced him that low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At first, I was like,
out of line.
Below the line. Then I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not a super speedway. He's good.
Yeah, and then because he lost so much momentum, I mean, he ended up losing second to Blaney, who was coming up pretty quickly also.
Right? Yeah, Blaney ran him down quickly.
So that's where he lost the race. Getting the rug pulled out from him, that just sucks as far as points. And a third place finish would have been excellent.
Oh, for that team, yes, man.
Yeah, especially because they started with the pole. Hocevar was Inspire
ran well, and then he got put back, man.
Yeah. So it would have been nice to have a third place finish in one car and a pole in the other, but
instead you got both wrecked.
Yeah.
Because Hocevar was
in that McDowell didn't finish.
No, McDowell didn't. Did Hocevar end up finishing though?
I don't know if
I know he was in that last wreck with Kozlowski. It didn't look like he got much damage. Just everybody got kind of collected together. Kozlowski looked like the only one that really got damaged bad. and
I had unless I was looking at the wrong guy, I had Hocevar's when he was driving onto pit lane. I mean, he was going straight, but his car was faced this way.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So
I don't think
I can't imagine he got back out there.
You're right. I remember that now. I actually watched the recap because I try to do it again right before we go live just to make sure I see everything. And then I remember that car was going like this as it's going. It's like, actually,
it's like, okay.
This way as it's going down. Yeah, man. Overall, though, I just don't like, it seems like when you get out in front, you get the clean air, and then you kind of, once the restarts are done, then you're just kind of hoping that somebody hits that bump and causes another restart. I mean, that's how I feel like. And then the other thing is, and everybody knows how I feel about these damn stages, okay? I'm just going on record here. Hamlin wrecks, yellow, caution. Then it was Buscher loses his tire right before the end of thing 2. So that one ends under both stages end under caution. I get the whole thing. Just lap 80 is the end of the 1-for-1, and make them figure out strategy, because like they said, like Larry McReynolds was like, oh, with this race it's easy. You figure out, you either cut it in half or you pit a little later depending on how you want to do strategy. But you always got the second caution. You know you're going to get cautions because of the stages, and you know you're probably going to get cautions because of wrecks. I think there was 12 cautions for 73 laps. I think it ended up being something like that.
Yeah, and it was like 6 in the last 50 laps. It was crazy.
Yeah. And it just like, I mean, you never get the race started. There's no like flow to the race. And then you're just like, okay, here we go. Oh, we got a flow going. Okay, somebody's going to hit the bump. Let's go. Hit it.
All right, so idea.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, so all right, so stages are going to an end. We've got a caution. Why not do what we do at the end of the race? Have a restart, with like 2 laps, do an overtime for the stage. The laps can count going forward, but like no caution to win. You got to win the stage.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, as long as they got a race, man. Like I just feel like you give these guys who are a hell of a lot smarter than me anyways, even extra time to, okay, we know we got this caution. We know we got that caution.
Right.
Like back in the day, you had to run 500 miles and figure it out. It wasn't, at lap 100 and lap 300, we get caution so we can come in and change our tires with everybody else.
Right.
Like, I just, dude, okay, have the stage winners.
But keep going.
I agree with yours a little bit too, but just keep going, man. Okay, boom, that's it. We're not throwing a yellow on the stages. If you're leading at lap 85, you get the points. And then everybody there. Then keep going. The strategy's on you guys. But we're going to put the stages in there, but we're not throwing a yellow to help you guys out. Dude, you're supposed to be the top of the top drivers, and you're getting aided.
Yeah.
So and especially with this one where it was just like cautions, and I'm like, dude, you can't. I mean, like
there was plenty of opportunity to make moves. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool though because your boy got one. Your boy got stage 1. So.
Yeah, he did get stage 1, and the caution saved him. So he was in the front and he was running pretty well, but Reddick was on fire at that point.
Yeah, Reddick,
not literal fire, but he was about to pass him. That was coming. Like he had already passed him for a moment, and there was some traffic there. And I want to say Cindric went low and Reddick went high, and there was a little bit of side draft, and caution comes out, and Cindric was ahead, and that's how he got his stage 1. He was on his way back.
Yeah. Way to go, Denny. You cost your team.
I thought about that too. Denny crashes. Reddick's about to take the lead. And then, Cindric gets a stage 1.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it cost Reddick 1 point. So it should be okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. 100%, man. And again, with everything that happened, I mean, he spun out again near the end as well. He's one of the other 6 cautions in that 50 laps. I mean, I think everybody spun at least once. It felt like in the last 50 laps, it felt like it took for. I was like, man, this race is getting pretty wreck. I was like, okay, never mind. Here we go.
There's some pretty impressive saves.
A lot of impressive saves.
I saw a lot of drifting.
I mean,
and some really impressive saves.
Yeah, and then you had Byron get damaged in the pits with Cole Custer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He spun him around.
Yeah, no, he nailed him. He was coming out. He T-boned him right there, and just like
But did you see where Cole Custer landed? He landed like perfectly in his spot.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
helped
him out.
He was backwards, but he was where he was supposed to be.
Yeah, he just had to wait for, I think, the person behind him, and then they got out, and then he was good. He got around. So, and again, I mean, nothing really eventful. I mean, there was a couple times where they had to race. I mean, Logano had to get by at the end. But once that restart going, he took off and never looked back on the last overtime, you know what I mean? But to get to that point, with him and McDowell, they had a little bit of racing going there. You had Larson, like there was times where it got racy in the front, which was cool. But I just felt to me like, you have a problem at this track. And I get you want every track to have its own personality. But to me, that's like saying, oh, we know there's a speed bump there. I mean, they already know the infield. If you hit the one, you're going to destroy the front of the car. That's already a characteristic of Texas as well.
Yeah.
That's why they see people get air and everything else. And it's like you get air from one, and then it digs in on the other one, Nobody got that on this race. I know in the trucks, somebody did the Earnhardt where they got down too low and just ate up the front end of one of the trucks. I believe it was on theirs. But it didn't really have a huge effect this race. But it's like, okay, you come to Texas to what? Get your car destroyed? You got to get through the lap 3 and 4 with the bump. You've got to watch out for the infield because you can't go through the infield. I mean, how much characteristic does a place need?
Not that.
No, especially when you're talking about, again, destroying cars. It's not even the fact that, great, okay, what was that one where it was eating up the tires the one year where Goodyear brought the 2 soft tires and you had to go to a caution every 20 laps or whatever. I can't remember where it was at.
Was that earlier this year?
No. It was like a couple of years ago, honestly.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I can understand that. But there's a hole there. There's a bump there. Like,
yeah.
You can't do something to try to fix it because now when you go in that, you can't go high for fear if you hit it wrong, you're going to spin yourself out. And then you're going to, I mean, again, I go back to this one each time because Josh Berry is in the lead. He's pulled away pretty good.
Yeah, Berry was fast.
He's caught up to some lap traffic. The lap traffic did nothing wrong because, look, I'm not wrecking my car going over that bump. I'll go down low. Barry, you got him navigate that part. I'm down low. I'm staying my speed. And next thing you know, Barry's in the wall.
Yeah, and it's also difficult because if you lay up, if you lay back and wait for 3 and 4 to end, because idealistically, coming out of 2 onto the straightaway, that back straightaway is the passing zone.
Yeah.
And you want to have that pass completed coming into 3.
Yeah.
And you want to be in the position for the turn that you want to be in. That's the ideal way. But obviously, it doesn't always work out that way.
It almost turns into a short track that way, right? Because you want to be on the bottom to make sure nobody can get around you high. I mean, or you want to force them to get around you high, I guess is what I mean.
And then if you're coming into 3 and you're not where you want to be, you're looking at trying to hit this bump straight, which I still don't understand because you're in a corner. So someone explain that to me.
I don't know what it means straight. Like, I don't get what, and I don't understand. Again, I'm not running at 180, 190 miles an hour either, but like, how big is this bump? Enough to where it have
to be that big.
No, I know it doesn't have to be, but like at a point to where you hit it and you just lose total control of your car. I mean, you hit it, and then so you try to correct it thinking you're doing, and then all of a sudden you're in the wall. There's no chance or time of really, and then the bump doesn't go all the way down the track. Like if you went up higher, but then you're getting into the dirty up there, real dirty, which you'd probably spin out anyways. But like, so if you go up a little bit higher, you don't hit the bump, because low, you don't hit the bump.
Yeah.
So the bump's only at that one little lane in that one area, the higher lane a little bit there.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know if the bump has always been there. So I believe Texas opened in 98.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going on 27 years. That's a long time to contemplate having a repave. But I also wonder if the track settled at some point, and maybe this is something that's come later.
Hold on a minute here. So I guess they reconfigured it after 2016.
And it's there?
The first two corners were flattened out a bit because it says flashback to 2016. Drivers and teams were dissatisfied with the weepers at Texas Motor Speedway, making it impossible to drive a track in a reasonable amount of time. Okay. As a result of drainage issues and the aging surface, a repave was scheduled for the off-season that followed, but was no simple repave. It was a full reconfiguration. The first two corners were flattened out a bit with the banking lowered from 24 to 20, while the track surface in the area was widened from 60 to 80. There was also a nasty bump that appeared above the tunnel in turns 3 and 4. With the new configuration, passing had become extremely difficult, even with the added room. As a result, various traction compounds were dumped, the upper grooves in an attempt. Instead, it ended up staining the track and making it even more treacherous for drivers. Car getting into the upper grooves were luckily to not completely spin out. The blacker surface because of PJ1. So this has been going on since like 2016.
Yeah, and you notice nobody goes high coming in 3 and 4. We're not riding the wall. That's not happening.
And it says the impact on the cars has only gotten worse in the next gen era.
I do like how they flattened out coming out of 2. And the reason I like it is because it causes a contrast between the corners. So you kind of got to plan your car to be able to deal with both instances. And that I like. But the bump thing, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of unacceptable.
Yeah, so apparently they've tried to grind it down, but it hasn't helped very much.
Of course they've tried.
Kyle Busch has said Texas is a challenging racetrack. Turns 1 and 2 being as flat as they are, as wide as they are, there's a lot of room where you can go. But there's probably about 6 inches of that racetrack that feels really good. And that's the groove that you want to be in and stay in order to get the grip. And
good luck passing.
Yeah. Passing is difficult. The track is treacherous, leading to more aggressive moves and several hard-stopping moments. But I didn't see any, crazy maneuvers this race. It was just people hitting the track and the bump and just losing it. Nobody took any... I didn't see any craziness driving. Again, sometimes they don't show the pack and maybe, a battle for 15 through 20, maybe people were, bumping and everything else back there. But up front, there was times where, and again, you couldn't really pass except for the restarts.
The only person that seemed to be able to...
careful with the restarts when you went into 3 because you're still side by side a lot of that racing, and you saw a lot of time the pack. I want to say it was Ty Dillon or Ty Gibbs. I think they said Ty. He was the one that actually in the middle, he's sideways. You see his car sideways, and the rest of the cars are straight coming down, and he saved.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, it's like
that was scary.
Bubba Wallace almost went over. The flaps came up and kept him down, but he spun right in the middle of the pack, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I took a note on somebody. I thought somebody was going to flip. Maybe it was Bubba. Give me a second. I think it was the bigger wreck, and
the big one that didn't happen last week was what they called it.
Yeah, the first bigger one.
Yeah,
and I forget exactly who. I don't remember if Bubba was the one that was hitting the other guy or if he was the one that was sideways. But whoever was sideways, they lifted up for a moment.
Yeah,
and then they came back down.
Well, what he did was Bubba kind of got loose, hit the wall, and then Joey Logano at the time he's hitting the wall, tries to get by him. So then, of course, Bubba Wallace comes back out. And because even Logano's radio, he was like, I was trying to come down. Bubba Wallace tried to come down into me. And they're like, no, dude, he was bouncing off the wall.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, it's like, yeah, and then that just spun him in front of everybody. And then it was just everybody holding on. And that's the one where actually, who was it? I want to say it was Chris Buescher, because he was not involved, but he was always making it through every accident that kind of happened in front of him. And he was the one that caught air. But what he did was he caught air back out to the paved surface instead of going into the other infield position. So the fact that he got the air and onto the paved surface helped keep him in the race for a little bit longer. And he did get lucky with the tire coming off, though, which was...
You know what? I think it was Priest. So Hocevar got tight.
Yep.
And ran Priest up into the wall. And it might have been Hocevar that got in front of Priest, or Priest in front of Hocevar. I forget exactly who it was, but one of them was sideways with the other one pushing him. And whoever was sideways, I thought they were going to flip. And I think it might have been Hocevar that I was thinking of.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was the second big one then, right? Or
yeah, that was the second bigger one.
In that one, because again,
somewhere around 25 laps to go.
Continue on in the big one, because a lot of them just kind of sandwiched each other into the wall. Bubba kind of got spun bad, and I forgot who else. Somebody else was pretty bad, but everybody kind of, I think, drove away from that one. The Keselowski one, now that was the one where Hocevar was sideways driving down pit lane. Keselowski was done. His whole back was messed up and everything else. And again, none of these wrecks looked crazy, except for the fact that you're going 180, 190 miles an hour, and then you hit a wall with a safer barrier, but you're getting sandwiched with another car doing 180, 190 going down and right into it and damaging some of the steering and, all that stuff going on there with you. So overall, what would you rate the Texas race?
B.
B. Okay. All right.
I enjoyed the race. I thought it was a good race. I mean, I understand the issues with the track. I get that, but the final stage, I thought that it was interesting that we had some people that were trying to do I'm going to pit early because it had worked recently in some of the other races. We didn't have a ton of cautions early in the race. They all really came late. We had a few, but there was a decent chance that if you pitted early and others were holding on, that you were going to kind of get to work that strategy. Yeah. And it bit him in the face. And Cindric, I just noticed it because Cindric was one of them.
They ended up in the back at the most strategic time of the race.
Yes.
They were kind of marred in the back where all the accidents were kind of happening.
And luckily they all got a pass.
Out. Yeah.
Luckily they all got a pass. They were at least on the lead lap, but they were all lapped down.
Yeah, and by the way, Denny Hamlin's longest streak ending on the lead lap was taken away from him. The 8th
after this race
in NASCAR history.
Dang.
At 21 races, it was gone in a blink of an eye, up in smoke. Denny Hamlin in the Progressive Toyota, number 11. Damn it.
So I thought for a moment we might have a Kyle Busch moment.
Yeah, that was until he was involved in 2 wrecks in the last 50 laps.
Yeah, so he got the announcer's curse. So
yeah,
he turned 40 last week, which I was surprised with. I was like, wow, this guy's 2 years older than me. I mean, I feel like he's been racing forever. I also forget, like, he came out, he was so young, they wouldn't even let him race. He was too young to drive the car.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that couldn't race on the super speedways, right?
Yeah, he wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has over a 20-year career, but he's only 40 years old. I mean, if he starts winning some races again, he doesn't have to go anywhere for a minute. But yeah, he got the announcer's curse. I noticed that the moment they started talking about him, it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the last 2 races too, they interview him before the race. Like no, just don't interview him before the race, man. Like I get that's one of the storylines where one of these races, 8's gonna win and Kyle Busch will break the streak. But like I mean, the last 2 or 3 races he's been on with them during the pre-show. Like, where they just talk, the racers come up and things like that, and it's like, man, you guys are just really like you're jinxing this. You are. His announcer's jinx 100%. And yesterday it was them talking about him. They did it to a couple guys. There's a couple guys that are like, oh, they're having a great. Oh, man.
To be fair, his generation they're already in the booth, like.
Oh, most of them, yeah.
I mean, Brad Keselowski's out there.
It's him, Keselowski, Hamlin.
Yeah. I still think of Hamlin as not in the same boat though, because he's so successful still. I know Hamlin.
Yeah, you mean just kind of.
I don't see Hamlin as like on his way out.
Yeah, but
I see Kyle as like running out of years.
Yeah, I just feel like he's not the same. Like, I don't know what's up with the RCR cards, man. I don't. I thought maybe him going there, but the driving, it's. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just feels like everything that can happen to them happens.
Like, I mean, they could just be and I don't know. I mean, nepotism. Do I have to say it? Like how many drivers can you have that are sons and nephews?
Yeah, but I mean, but it's not like Austin Dillon's one of the terrible ones on the crew. Dude,
no, he's one of their better ones.
But who's going to drive? Who else is going to drive for RCR? Like right now, I mean,
Connor Zilic.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, but he can.
Corey Heim.
Is he 18 yet? Well, Heim's already with 23-11. They locked him in.
They locked him in?
Yeah.
Of course they did. He's awesome.
It's Jordan.
He's coming in. He's going to win. He's going to be great.
The only reason he's driving the 62 now is because I guess they're waiting for Riley Herbst. They got him for a year or whatever. I think he's taking over the 35.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, he's got to finish races, man. He's
got to finish higher than 25th in a truck.
In the middle. I mean, I don't know, man. It's his thing. He's in the middle.
He's trying his best.
He's doing good, man. Look, when he got better equipment, you could see he can drive.
Yeah.
But he's that guy. Right now, he's Joey Logano early in the season, where you're always there and you just get taken out near the end to where we had a top 10 going. Now we're 25th because we're not going to finish the race. And that's kind of like how Logano does it. And I know he just won the race this week, but
I think of Frankie Muniz as more of like Danica Patrick.
No, man, no.
Yeah, he's kind of a 20th finish is a really good day.
Yeah, no, I don't. I disagree with you, man. I disagree.
You think Frankie Muniz has a promising future?
Top 10 finishes. I think he can have some top 10 finishes.
Danica had a couple top 10s, but
that's only
those were like
air dryers.
I don't even know if she did actually. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if she did. She may have won a race. I don't know, but I don't remember her being very successful.
I know she's won a pole.
I do vaguely remember her winning the pole.
All right, here we go. Danica Patrick stats for. What is this? This is retarded. She had 191 starts, 1 pole, no wins, 7 top 10s. Average finish was 24.11. No stage wins, podium finishes, or top 5s. Yeah.
All right, you ready for some trivia?
Hold on a minute. Yes, why you do that? Look, give me the trivia and then I can.
All right, so I got 2. So one came with a hint because I sent you a video.
Oh, man. You sent me homework?
No, I didn't tell you. I sent you a video. You watched it. You responded to it. So in Texas, and I want to say 2006 or 2008, we got a bloody-faced Jeff Gordon.
Yes.
And, him and his people, they got into a little scuffle with Brad Keselowski.
Yes.
In that video, which driver pushed Keselowski in the back?
Oh, come on, man. I know that one.
Who was it?
Kevin Harvick instigated the whole thing.
Yeah, he did. He just came and pushed him right into him.
He comes and pushes him. He's like, yeah, and he leaves. It's like,
it was awesome.
It was one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah.
They weren't going to go. They weren't going to fight each other. And then he pushed him and was like, boom. All right. Now it's on.
All right. So the other one, I lied. No, I didn't lie. I was just wrong. So Texas Motor Speedway, they started in 1997. April 6, 1997, first race. Who won the inaugural race?
'97, huh? Is it like? I'll just give me this hint. Was it like
It's a guy that has lots of brothers? So there's more than one brother family that's out there, but that's the hint. It gives you some, and in the '90s there was multiple. So
yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to like. Sterling. Oh no, that's Sterling Marlin, not Martin. Damn it.
Yeah, no, Sterling Marlin was a.
No, I was
he
thinking
his own
Sterling
dude.
Martin for some reason. I made a Martin's brother real quick. Damn, I can't think of any brothers. I think of families, but I can't think of brothers right now. Why am I drawing a blank?
Well, the Wallaces, they were all brothers.
Yeah, that's true, but I always
the Waltrips.
I only think of Rusty, and then with the Waltrips, I've only seen Daryl at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like I never called him like and Michael. So
hold on, let me make sure I didn't make the Burtons are brothers too, right? I didn't just make that up in my head.
No, I think they are because I think Jeb is Jeff's son, right? So I think the Burtons are. I got me checking. Yeah, you got Ward Burton and Jeff Burton.
Okay.
And then Jeb Burton and Harrison Burton. So is it the Burtons? I'll just go.
Well,
Burton.
yeah. It was Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton, yeah, okay.
Driving the a '99 Ford for Roush.
Yeah, I used to remember that. Jeff Burton the '99 was good for a long time, man. It's not bad now. It's coming back. It just hadn't been around for a while, and now it's coming back with Suarez. I feel like he's going to win the Mexico City race for some reason. I just feel like he's going to win it. I don't know.
I'm trying to think back. How does Suarez perform in street races?
He's pretty good in the races.
He does well, right?
Yeah, he's good in road courses. He's good.
Okay.
So,
I could be down with a Suarez one in Mexico City. Why not?
All right, so real quick, I'm going to go over the standings real quick, your top 10. William Byron still in the lead, 13 points over Kyle Larson. Now, to third place, Denny Hamlin is an 83-point differential with him and Chase Elliott tied there. Tyler Reddick, 84 points behind in fifth. Christopher Bell, 86th in sixth. Ryan Blaney, 108 points out in seventh. Bubba Wallace, 115. Joey Logano jumps up 2 spots, and now he's 133 points behind, but he has a win, so he's going to be in the playoffs. Alex Bowman is 10th, 137 points out. Ross Chastain dropped 4 positions this week. He's now 140 points out in 11th. Chris Buescher up 4 points. He's now 166 points out in 12th. 13th is Chase Briscoe, 176 points out. He had a rough start to the Texas race. Austin Centric stays in 14th, 180 points out. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 181 points out in 15th. And Kyle Busch is the 16th position, 193 points out. Cousin Horsevar jumped up 3 positions this weekend. He's sitting in 17th.
Not bad.
And how about this move? Michael McDowell, because of that wreck, fell 4 spots and sits in 20th.
Oh.
Josh Berry had a bad week. He fell 3 spots. He's now in 24th. Daniel Suarez in 25th. Brad Keselowski, 32nd in points right now, man. Yes,
it just feels like it's over.
4 DNFs this year.
It just feels like it's over, doesn't it?
Well, he's got a team. At least he owns a team, I guess. And then, then everybody else is kind of. I mean, I think Shane Van Gisbergen is the last one, or maybe Cody Ware, 36, that races every race. The other ones are kind of here and there. So I think that's about it there. But, I mean, overall, I mean, again, you've got your wins, who is William Byron, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, and Austin Cindric. So those guys will be in the race right now. They'll be in the playoffs. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. All right.
2-car. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing. I'm like,
2-car. Yeah, well, it's also a peace sign. So, yeah, it's like, I'm out.
The code words don't work. I didn't know I was supposed to pit, boss.
Thought you were telling me you were leaving. I don't know.
I said, come in. And then looking at the schedule real quick, Mother's Day, there's a race. I thought usually it's a Saturday night race so that they're off on Mother's Day. But this year, they're in Kansas. That's May 11th. Then May 18th, the final race on FS and the Fox era here, or the Fox networks, NASCAR All-Star Open in Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro Speedway. That'll be May 18th weekend. And then we gear up, man. Charlotte, Memorial Day weekend. Kyle Larson, he'll run the Daytona 500 in the afternoon, hop on a jet, and try to get to the Coca-Cola 600. And by the way, that's on Prime Video. And then the next 5 races are on Prime. Then they jump to TNT at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and they're on TNT all the way up to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Then the final 4 races of the regular season are on USA and NBC. And then, of course, the playoffs will continue through USA and NBC, of course, ending in Phoenix Raceway for the championship. And it's interesting because that round of 8 goes Vegas, Talladega, Martinsville.
So the TNT races are going to be on Max.
They're on Max as well, too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there you go. Yeah, they'll be streaming on Max, too. I'm sorry, yes. So if you have Max, you can watch them there as well. So TNT and Max for the 4 races, which will be the Chicago Street Race, July 4th weekend, Sonoma Raceway, Dover Motor Speedway, and then Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So they start with 2 straight road courses.
Yeah.
Wow, and Prime has 2 because the Mexico City is a road course and Pocono is a road course. So they have 2. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 road courses in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Between June 15th and July 13th. That's going to be interesting.
Things are about to get very different.
That could change the complexity of some of those things. Not to mention you've got Charlotte, 600 miles. That's an attrition race a lot of time. And then you've got another Daytona race in there as well. Indianapolis always is interesting, especially when they do the Brickyard, not the road. The Brickyard gets very interesting there. For some reason, I'm not remembering Iowa Speedway for some reason, but
it's Iowa. I mean, it's
a small track, I'm guessing, because it's 350 laps for 306 miles. So it's like what, a three-quarter mile track, whatever it is,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that should get interesting. That'd be interesting. Then you got Watkins Glen, another road track, Richmond, and then Daytona, the end of the regular season. So there could be a lot of jumbling going on here in the next couple weeks. Maybe some people are at the bottom, jump up toward the top.
I like that they put Daytona at the end. I mean, around here, it's a sore spot because, Daytona July 4th has always been sort of a thing. However, I think it's interesting because it's that last race before the playoffs. And what do we know about Daytona?
It's a wild card.
Yeah. So somebody could steal a spot.
Yep.
And we could get Cody Ware or Cole Custer stealing a spot, right before the playoffs. And crushing someone's dream. So, crushed dreams are always good for television.
Because right now we've got, 5 winners, I believe, in the races right now. So we got, wait a minute. We got
6?
Oh, not Chase. Oh, that was the duels. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait a minute. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, no. Kyle Larson won. No, I'm sorry. 7, because Kyle Larson, the other guys won back to back to back and back to back. Kyle Larson won, lost a couple, and then won again. So 1, 2, 3,
Denny,
4.
Austin, Joey. Yep, 7.
7, yeah. So 7 right now. And again, once they get to 16, if people start winning 17, 18, only 16 make it. So now you start looking at how many wins you have. So, and then again, I feel like a Shane Van Gisbergen or something could pull off one of these damn road courses.
Yeah.
And then that throws a wild card into the whole damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the All-Star Open won't be a points race, so Kansas, I don't know if it's unpredictable, but it's a mile and a half. Anything could happen there too. So
I like Kansas.
Yeah. Let them know where to get a hold of you, Noel.
So you can find me at NoelDoubt87 on X. You can find me on the chat board, hanging out at the Squared Circle Digest. And you can find me right here at Talking Racing Now with Sean Stanley.
There we go. You can find me at Stanley Media _11 on X, Stanley Media House everywhere else. And of course, the Facebook page, go like it, follow it, whatever it is on Facebook, Stanley Media House Network. And of course, subscribe to the Stanley Media House Network YouTube channel. We got racing on Monday, either after the race on Sunday or Monday. We have the NASCAR race talk. And then, of course, the Squared Circle Digest tomorrow, 7 p.m. Myself, Frankie Fresco. No doubts in the chat. EA Minutes jumps in on the chat. We've got a whole bunch in there. Cat for Life is in there as well. Steven Gonzalez. Whole bunch of normals in there every time on the chat.
Yeah, we're going to see EA's face soon. We're going to find out what this guy looks like.
We are. Although he did not hit me up. If he did, he didn't send it to me, though. But I'll talk to him.
Yeah, the guy is... He's in the Philippines or something, so he's different hours.
Yeah, he's a totally different time than us.
He's watching us waking up, probably just getting into the office, or I think he works at home, but whatever. Yeah. 100%. So this is a racing show.
Yeah, the Advent Health. Oops, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
So this is a racing show. One other thing. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the Kentucky Derby?
I did not watch the Kentucky Derby.
So. Not a big horse race guy. I just thought it was interesting. It was extremely wet and gross. Yes. And I love a muddy Kentucky Derby. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. The only thing I'd say about the Kentucky Derby is it's like 5 hours of pageantry for like
30 seconds of race.
2 minutes of a race. It's so much.
Yeah. It would be like NASCAR doing all that they do and then running 3 laps.
Yeah.
Over. All right. We'll see you guys. We're just going to do an overtime finish here real quick. Here we go. All right. That's it.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh, man. And the Advent Health 400 will be this weekend from Kansas. I believe the trucks are there. I think Xfinity is off. I believe it's just the trucks, ARCA, and Cup this weekend, I believe. Or it might be off. I know it's one of the series is off. I can't remember if it's truck or Xfinity. So they will be in Kansas, and we'll be back talking the Advent Health 400 next week. Next week right here on Talkin' Racing Now. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Whatever time you're looking in, please hit the like button, subscribe. We're here every Sunday, Monday, right here on Talking Racing Now.